Alright, so we're coming up to the house here to do our inside tour, and hopefully they let me video in there. At least that's my desire. So this is it from the side. Got some pretty nice trees here actually too. And again, the golf is straight over there, you can see. But back here is the front of the house. Pretty big staircase here. You can see a little building right there in front of us. I'm sure we'll learn about those. Up the stairs we go. How you doing?
How are you?
Very good. Here's the side porch. And still got these big old windows and shutters and everything here. And that's looking out inside, like that little house. And then here from the front, see the golf down there. Look how big this porch is. My goodness. That ceiling's got to be, man, I got to think 15 feet to 18 feet at least up there. Here's a higher view of these trees. And you can hopefully see a little bit more of the golf out through there. All right, we'll wait for the tour and see what happens. These are the doors you come into in Beauvoir. This right here is a grandmother clock, because you see that it has a waist. And this thing was made in 1783. Still works. Still keeps accurate time. Here's the room. The ceiling. This house was built between 1850 and 1852, and the ceiling was hand painted, as are the walls. That's never been retouched ever since then.
Now this room in here is called the Margaret Davis Memorial Bedroom. Margaret was Jefferson Davis's oldest daughter, and she never
And
lived
then
inside
real
the house.
quick,
When the Davis
this
family
room,
moved here, she was already married
this
to
is
her.
the ladies' parlor.
We now rent that out
You
for
can
her.
see this, so all the women used to come in here.
From there, the place in this room in here.
And this piano is from 1842 or 44. Then there's that woman there, and you see that harp over there? That's the only harp that was made back in that period that it's worth $7 million today, and it's only one on public view. There's two others in the world, but they're in private collections.
She's hand painted, hand stuffed with natural fibers, and believe it or not, was actually in this chair about the same area when Katrina came in here, and she survived the storm.
Wow. So here, this is the gentleman's parlor, as it's called. And Verena, she thought the chairs were too boring, and she put these embroideries here. Look at the ceiling in this house. That's called a partner desk, and when it was just the two of them, they used to eat their meals right there on a consistent basis. This right here was Jefferson Davis's Legger cabinet. Yeah, and there's the outside. Let's go over here and hear some of this.
Mardi Gras crew in existence in New Orleans. So she was Queen of Mardi Gras that year. Her crown, jewels, scepter, and dress that are depicted in this painting are actually all currently on display at Confederate Memorial Hall in New Orleans, which is just on the other side of the street from the World War II Museum.
That's a beautiful dress.
That is the oldest Civil War museum in the entire world. And
Really?
it is the oldest museum in the state of Louisiana. The museum actually opened up a few months before Jefferson Davis died, and his casket remains were there in the museum for a while the veterans that were still left could pay their last respects to their president before he was entombed in the Army of Northern Virginia
Fireplace.
tomb in Metairie Cemetery.
The bed.
If you go to Metairie Cemetery today, to the tomb, you can look in and to the right-hand side and still see his mausoleum cover that bears his signature.
Wow. Now is that the couple that built this house?
Now that is Margaret and Mr. Hayes. Margaret is Jefferson Davis's oldest daughter.
Oh, okay.
And they lived in this cottage over here.
In that cottage over there, he said you can rent it for $125 a night.
Oh, yeah, I heard him say something about renting something. I thought he was talking about this room.
Put guests in the house?
Yes.
Pretty nice.
So that is the master
porch.
bedroom and the mistress bedroom. Now, we've got some really cool artifacts in these rooms, such as Jefferson Davis's straight razor that was issued to him as a cadet at West Point Military Academy. We also have his custom bed designed to fit his height. Jefferson Davis stood a whopping 6 foot tall in the time period where the average height of the man was 5'5" to 5'6". Abraham Lincoln was only 2 inches taller than Jefferson Davis, and George Washington was a whopping 6 foot 4 inches.
A little bit of plaster damage up there, I see.
And so we also have his and her foot tub, which is their bathtub. And we have her pre-Civil War era edition Singer sewing machine.
Really? That's all in there?
Yes. And Singer is a Texas-based company. In the outbreak of the Civil War, they stopped producing sewing machines and produced torpedoes for the Confederate States Navy.
That makes sense. Sewing machines.
With the H.L. Hunley. Right beside our sewing issues here is an original Handcart Classroom medallion from 1850.
Oh, I see it now, yeah.
And if you look at the mantle that's above the fireplace, you'll see that Wendy Davis painted an Italian landscape on it. Because she's got to put her influence everywhere in this house.
Below the mirror on the mantle there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a painting.
So is the floor being refurbished or the original?
The
Looks
floor is
original. It looks original.
There was a rug there, and they never linseed oiled it. They just went around the rug. And so
You can see the difference.
In this room, we will work on the floor. Now, my favorite room of all time is here in the corner. This is the children's dining room.
Children's dining room.
Children were allowed to join the adults at the dinner table until they had mastered 2 things:
Oh.
table manners and intelligent conversation. The average age of a child to progress was 14 to 15 years of age. Now, granted, by those standards, a child would have to be 30 today.
Yeah.
Or 60.
Through that room, you'll see the butler's pantry.
Oh.
And that's where the final preparation.
This is a 500-gallon cistern that he was talking about, and the family never drank the water out of this. They used it for baths and to do dishes. There's an artesian well somewhere on his property. They used to bring their water from that and boil it twice before they would drink it. So, and then this here is what is really considered the front of the house. So let me back up just a little bit, get the whole thing here for you. So yeah, what we came in on the other side. That was actually the back of the house when this thing was built. So this is what the front of it truly looks like. Now, this path right here. It just finished, yeah, you just go around and go up to that porch. But yeah, this right here, he said this was the carriage path right here. This was the front of the house. All of this was Jefferson Davis's property, and yet traffic would come right through here and right on down there where that, you see that car down through there. It's a paved road, but of course back then it wasn't paved, and then you'd turn there and then you go on. So people was coming this close to his house back when he was living here. All right, let's go see what else we can see. Well, I'll tell you what, right now, here we got this little building right here. Let's go this way. So there's some little guest house here. And other than that, this is pretty much original, he said, to what this property looked like when Jefferson Davis did live here. He lived here for 10 years, from 1879 to 1889 when he died. Which he died in New Orleans of bronchitis. I thought it was pneumonia. And then there's a guest house over there, and I know that we can tour that. So we'll go over there and do that. All right, so this is the little house here. That's off from the main house, which is right there. And from what we were told, this is open so we can go inside of it and tour it. So let's go see if that's the case. And that is the case. It's just a small room basically, but check it out. You got this really nice table, and my understanding is Jefferson Davis personally watched this TV here. Because you know. Now I don't know if that's open or not, but check out this fireplace and that red brick insert there. And right there, then it's a library. So check it out. There's places you can stand up here. So there had to be a ladder Or you could then climb up there. Yeah, like right here on the end would have been a ladder. And then I'm sure that one had a ladder too. So you can get to your upper books. A lot of books in here. And up here's even a bookcase way up there. You have to use a ladder, obviously. Here, Library Pavilion, with Jefferson Davis wrote, The Rise and Fall of the Confederate Government. Pretty cool, huh? Jefferson Davis on the porch of the Library Pavilion, so check that out. That's him right here on this porch, right where we walked in at. So, got some electric there on the floor. Now, let's see if we can get lucky or not. We cannot. Okay. So, this is all you can see, but hey, he spent time in here and wrote a book in here, so how cool is that? All right, let's go on out, and here we'll go look at the porch.
Go around to the other room.
Well, I mean, not from here. It's just a porch here. See, those are shutters. Nice porch on this place, I can tell you. And then, yeah, employees only, this one says. So, yeah, you cannot go in there. Well, let's see if we can see in. Yeah, there's a piece of furniture. A big hutch, looks like to me. There's a fireplace right down there, if you can see that. Yeah, you should be able to see that, okay. And there's a hallway back in there. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's as much as I can bring you. All right, check that out. Traveler President Jefferson Davis's dog and faithful companion is buried here. How wild is that? Right up there is the Gulf and the road. All right, so that's what's considered the front of the house right there. I know it's kind of blinding, but anyway, you see they apparently do weddings and stuff over there. This is stop number 10. And this is the garden. And just to show you, that's the presidential library. But, you know, because time of the year, you know, there's not a whole lot here, but you can see there are some flowers. Got these little ones over here. Got those spiky looking things right there. But now over here, now these are big and truly beautiful. I mean, take a look. Well, if we can get the wind to not blow them away from us. Check this out. Yeah, there we go. Let's get you that one. Yeah, they are.
Those over there smell good. On the end right there.
Okay.
Smell good.
Here, these are
What these are.
these are stable and steady. Yeah, let me just show you the size of this, okay? Here's my hand. Let me get that back on so I can see. That's my hand, and that's the flower. You see that over there. So, I mean, these aren't nothing little by any stretch. And boy, they are just flat gorgeous. They won't stand still, but I don't care. They're just flat gorgeous. There's a few more over there on that tree over there. All right, and then there's not a whole lot more in this garden, honestly. So that's going to be that. We're going to go back and we're going to look at the cemetery. Here we're at Biloxi Landmark, Confederate Veterans Cemetery. Right here is the entrance to it. If you can see right on here, that says Beauvoir. And here you go. Stranger, tread lightly here, for this spot is holy ground. Here are buried over 200 of our Confederate dead. Once the home of Jefferson Davis, President of the Southern Confederacy, now the Confederate Soldiers' Home of Mississippi, of which it's not even that anymore. There's a tribute to the Civil War, 1861 to 65. That's Jefferson Davis up there, President of the Southern Confederacy. Over there again says Beauvoir, because that's where we're still at. Each soldier's name shall shine untarnished on the roll of fame and stand the example of each distant age and add new luster to the historic page. We back up just a little bit. I want to get this entrance right there for you. Let's walk through this entrance. You see they got all these bricks down here. People has donated, so it's got... Actually, yeah, it looks like these are going to be the names of, I guess, a lot of the people that served. Maybe they're ones that are buried here too. Now that I'm not sure of. But you can see there's a lot of these. How crazy is that? There's that same symbol, and right here, this is the tomb of the unknown Confederate soldier. Ah, fearless on many a day for us, they stood in front of the fray for us, and held the foeman at bay for us, and tears should fall forever or all, who fell while wearing the gray for us. Abraham J. Ryan, poet priest of the Confederacy. So this is the tomb dedicated to the unknown Confederate soldier, and there are Confederate flags flying back behind this. There's not enough breeze to carry them right now. Let's just do a quick. Here you go, right there. It says the unknown soldier of the Confederate States of America. So right there, we'll show you that right there. All right, let's look at this seal here. Should be able to hopefully see all that. It says the Confederate States of America, 22 February 1862, Deo Vindice or something like that. And there's, they put change up there. People always do it when they see known but to God. The unknown soldier of the Confederate States of America says the same thing on this side. All right, then again, you can see the flags. Hopefully up here, I know the sun's a little bit bright. Here's an overview. What is buried in here, from what I was told at the house tour, is not only the Confederate soldiers, but their families as well. And in some cases, their servants even. So this is too much to go through in detail, but we'll go through and get some of the highlights that you can see. I mean, like right there. Mississippi Home Guard, CSA, December 27, 1849 to 1941. So wow, that fellow would have only been 12 years old when the war started. 16 when it was over. So how crazy. We'll just get a few of these front rows here. Amanda L. Wallace, the wife of J.C. Wallace, you can see. So like I said, wives of the Confederate soldiers. This used to be a Confederate soldier's home. And so when they died, they were buried here, and their families and their servants as well. So you can see that nice, that wind. So these flags are small. See, those still will not blow in this breeze, but look at all these. If you know anything about the war, then you know they held this flag in great esteem. But something I did just learn from this tour, what I was told is that Jefferson Davis, he lost his citizenship. He never got it back until the 1970s. Jimmy Carter restored his citizenship. Obviously, long after he was dead, about 90 years. So while he was alive, he was truly a man without a country. Okay, you can see that one right there. There's another arch down there. We'll go down there and take a look at that. And let me just show you. Just looking down the rows here. It looks a little bit dark on here, but you know, on the computer it often looks different. I'm near to this end, and you can see this is lighter here. So a lot of people buried in here. Here, let's go over here and take a look at this one. W.H.H. Brumfield, July 19, 1840 to June 22, 1930. 38 Mississippi Infantry, Mrs. C.O. Brumfield, March 16, 1842. And I don't see anything about her death. So right there, she's age 77 years old on that little one. But here, hopefully that looks better now. You can see all these Confederate flags. See the archway up there that I got. All right, let's go back over here and let's look at that archway. This is the outside of that gate that I was talking about. It's kind of nondescript, actually. There's no title on that, and if we look at it from the inside that I'm at, it's got these little columns here, and they're both on the outside as well. And that's it, and obviously keep that locked. So as we just look around here, you can see there's a lot of people here. All right, let's go look at a few more, and then we'll call this one quits. This is one of the bigger headstones. You can see this is J.N. Whitten, Company A31, Mississippi, 1842 to 1929. And then his wife was May 16th of May 26, 1844 to October 17, 1929. So, wow, they died somewhere around the same time. Pretty crazy, huh? If he was in 42, so that's 58, 88, he was around 87 years old. 86 or 87 for sure. All right, you see that black cross over there, and look at that tree down there. I love the trees in Mississippi, gotta tell you. Anyway, we'll go over and look at a few more, and then we'll call it quits. Okay, so I ran across this: Confederate dead. No nation rose so white and fair, none fell so pure of crime. Erected by Mrs. G.W. Bynum, Mrs. C.F. Robinson. Bynum. Oh, okay, Mrs. C.W. Bynum. What's her name then? Mrs. C.F. Robinson. So there you go. That's just a little memorial for the Confederate dead. All right, let's keep going over here. You know, I feel very honored to bring you this particular grave. I didn't even know it was here until I literally just ran across it. Samuel Emory Davis, Georgia, Major, Lincoln County Militia, Revolutionary War, 1756 to 1824. Why in the world is this guy in a Confederate graveyard for the Civil War? Well, let me tell you, there's a thing up there for Sam Davis, died July 1st, I want to say 1821, or I guess 1824, age 66 years. Sons of the American Revolution. You see, he's got these things here. Who was he? He was the father of Jefferson Davis. Now, the guy in the house there, the guide, he did talk about it, but he didn't say anything about the grave being out here. So this is his Jefferson Davis's father right here before me. That's amazing. I truly feel honored at this moment. He was a Revolutionary soldier. His son fought in 3 wars. 2 of them were Indian wars. The other one was the Mexican-American War. And then, of course, he was president of the Confederacy. So let's take a quick look at this bigger stone here. Kane, James C., Company F, 8th, Georgia Battery, 1848 to 1940. Mrs. Ola M., wife of J.C., 1856 to 1940. Says, man, she died the same year as him, and yet she was 8 years younger than him? Okay. All right, so you can see around here. We'll go look at just a few more of these big ones, and then that'll be pretty much it. Let's see, I'll just show you. There's a Mrs. L. Kennedy, Margaret Winters. I just want to show you a few of these small ones here. W.D. Matthews, Company A, 1st Mississippi Infantry. J.T. Havis, Company E, 7th Mississippi. And over here is Laura A. Howe, July 16th, 1856 to June 10th, 1933. All right, let's go look at a couple more. Check this one out. This says Stringer Moses, Company F, Withers Art, 1846 to 19, and there is no death date. Laura Francis, his wife, 1858 to 19. Again, no death date. Let me get up here closer and show you. Hopefully you can make that out, and hopefully you can make that out and see. There's no death date for either one of those. Ironic. Farina Davis Howe, wife of Irwin E. Droge, died March 21st, 1944. Irwin, he died on August 23rd, 1958. That was either the daughter or the granddaughter of Jefferson Davis. Has to be. Because his wife's name was Verena, Jefferson Davis's wife. All right, let's try to get one more thing. Okay, this one says R.C. Sater, Sartor, S-A-R-T-O-R. February the 10th of 1826 or 28, something like that. Volunteered in the Civil War. Mississippi Volunteers. I can't make out most of this. Something we leave this world of change. Find our missing love is part of what it says. Let me get this closer. And maybe on the computer I can read this. I don't know. It's just too hard to read here. But up there you can see the name right there. Alright, so a quick overview. And I believe that will do it for this tour and this video. Hope you enjoyed it. There's just some good moss here. Good old Spanish moss on these trees, which I've always loved. And all these magnolias. Alright. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I will see you on the next one. You take care of yourself. Okay, I'm going to try to quickly add these. Look at this. Daniel Showalter, Lieutenant Colonel, 4th Regiment, Texas Cav, Confederate States Army, 1831 to 1866. He died 1 year after the Civil War was over. And then, this lady here, you can pause this and read all this stuff here. She made this memoriam for her son. Here, I'll give you, if I can, hopefully. You can pause this and just read this if you want to. And then there's that. So, alright, so hopefully you can see that. So I just thought that was cool, so I had to add that. Alright, this will be the end of it for sure. I'm done.